a Buddha and the poison of anger. It was evening. The golden sunlight was gently filtering through the leaves, scattering soft patterns on the ground. A cool breeze rustled through the trees, whispering softly to the earth. On the edge of a small village stood a quiet temple, where Gautama Buddha sat peacefully, eyes half closed, lost in silence. His face reflected such calmness that it seemed even time itself had stopped around him. Suddenly, a man named Devon came running toward him. His face was burning with anger and resentment. From a distance he shouted, "Oh, Gautama! You are misleading people! You speak lies! You've turned my brother against our family. He has left home, abandoned his business, and become your follower. You're destroying families!" Buddha slowly lifted his eyes and looked at him with gentle calm. He said nothing. His silence made Devon even more furious. "Don't you have anything to say? Aren't you ashamed? You are the reason for my family's ruin." Buddha spoke softly. "Tell me, Devon, if someone brings you a gift and you refuse to accept it, who does the gift belong to then?" Devon was confused for a moment. "Obviously, it remains with the one who brought it." Buddha smiled gently. "Then I do not accept your anger, Devon. It stays with you." Those words struck Devon like lightning. His breath caught in his chest. He stood frozen, unable to speak. Buddha's face was serene. No irritation, no retaliation, only stillness and compassion. Devon turned and left in silence. But that night, he could not sleep. The words kept echoing in his mind. "I do not accept your anger." The next morning, when the sun rose over the trees, Devon returned. This time his steps were slower, his eyes softer. "Master," he said quietly, "I am sorry for what I said yesterday. I was consumed by anger." Buddha nodded gently. "It's all right, Devon. When your heart burns with pain, anger is born from that fire. Once you understand your pain, the anger disappears by itself." Devon asked, "But how can one understand pain?" Buddha drew a line on the ground with his finger. "See this? This line is your mind. When someone says or does something against you, you instantly react. That reaction feeds your suffering. But if you simply observe it, without reacting, the suffering cannot touch you." Devon sat quietly, absorbing each word. After a while, he asked, "I have heard that you left your home, your family, your wealth, all of it. Was it also to escape suffering?" Buddha smiled softly. "No, Devon. I did not leave anything. I simply understood that nothing was ever truly mine. When you understand this truth, you don't need to renounce anything. Everything naturally falls away." A tender silence filled the air. The trees swayed gently, and birds called from afar. For the first time, Devon felt something new. A quiet space within himself, free from noise and storm. Buddha spoke again. "When someone tries to hurt you, remember, they can give you nothing unless you choose to receive it. Just as I refused to receive your anger yesterday." Devon opened his eyes, moist with emotion. "And what if I've already accepted it?" Buddha replied, "Then, my friend, you must learn the art of returning it, not with hate, but with love and with silence. Think of anger as poison. Once you've swallowed it, it becomes yours. You alone must transform it. Otherwise, it will burn you from within." Devon asked softly, "How can one transform poison, Master?" Buddha raised his eyes toward the sky. "Become like water. Water can take in poison, yet it doesn't burn. It simply flows, pure, free, untouched. You too can do the same if you stop resisting and learn to flow." Devon smiled faintly for the first time. "I want to learn how to flow." Buddha said, "Then learn to observe. Just as you sit by the river and watch the current move, do the same with your thoughts. Watch them come and go. No one can harm you unless you dive into those thoughts yourself." Time passed. Days turned into months. Devon began visiting Buddha regularly. His face softened, the hardness in his eyes slowly faded. One day he said, "Master, I feel my anger fading, but sometimes it returns, like a shadow that follows me no matter where I go. Buddha replied, Devon, a shadow always exists where there is light. But remember, the shadow does not fight the light. It only proves that light exists. When you become light yourself, even your shadow becomes a blessing. Devon closed his eyes. I wish I could always remain that light. Buddha smiled. You already are, Devon. You just have to lift the veil that hides it. Evening descended. The sun dipped below the horizon, and its last rays slipped through the trees like golden threads. Buddha folded his hands and closed his eyes in meditation. The air grew still, peaceful, as if the entire world had paused. Devon sat quietly at Buddha's feet and whispered, Yesterday, I was a slave to anger. Today, I am a traveler of silence. Buddha opened his eyes. And that, Devon, is true freedom, when you are no longer chained by anger, hatred, or pain. They sat together in silence. The gentle wind carried the sound of distant bells. The night unfolded softly. The moon bathed the earth in silver light. And for the first time, Devon slept peacefully. No dreams, no turmoil, just calmness. Before his eyes closed, he felt something deep inside him say, Tonight, I did not drink the poison of anger. I dissolved it in light. The end. This story reminds us that no enemy outside can harm us more than our reactions within. When we stop reacting and start observing, anger loses its power, hatred fades away, and suffering melts into peace.